Hey everyone, and welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be getting started with n8n. I'll first explain to you what n8n is and how workflow automation can be achieved inside of it, along with a few examples. We'll then install n8n locally on our machine and create an example workflow so you have an idea of the whole interface and how workflows can be created. So let's jump right into it. Alright, first of all, what is n8n? So n8n.io, which is their official website, you can see that it's a workflow automation platform with AI support as well. Now, how exactly these workflows are created, we'll get to that in the next section. But for now, if we scroll over their website, we can see different workflows in different niches. So IT operations, DevOps, sales, these are just example workflows. Further, if we head over to templates, we can see that there are a lot of templates that have been created and uploaded by the community. So for different niches, for example, AI, sales, marketing, let's just go with marketing. We can see that community has created and uploaded a lot of different templates which you can use. So for example, I'll just open up this one. This specific template is free to use, you can see from here, and it generates AI videos with Google VO3, saves them to Google Drive, and uploads to YouTube. So all of this is happening automatically. You do not have to involve once this workflow is set up, that is, you do not have to involve yourself anywhere in this step. It will automatically create AI videos and upload it to YouTube, right? As well as there are other templates as well. I've not seen most of them, but some of them are free and some of them are paid. In case one of them is paid for about $5, $10, whatever the amount is, you can purchase them as well. Alright, we've seen many examples and quite comprehensive workflows, but how do they work exactly? In order to explain these workflows, I'll head over to ExcelliDraw. Now, workflow automation platforms like n8n and Zapier, they work based off on triggers and events. A trigger can be any specific event that you describe. For example, as soon as you receive an email, you can consider that as a trigger. Or as soon as a new lead comes in, or as soon as a new form is submitted, or as soon as you receive a message on Discord, Telegram, any of that can be described as a trigger. Now, as soon as that trigger occurs, you can automate a workflow, and then based off on this specific step of the workflow, you can automate further steps. That as soon as this event occurs, you place a step over here, and as soon as this event occurs, based off on that, you can create further events. So in this way, you can achieve pretty comprehensive and detailed processes which are all connected to one trigger. So as soon as this trigger occurs, all of the processes in this workflow will happen automatically. I have also attached some examples below to describe this. So in this specific example, we can see that the trigger is a form submission. So they have created a form, and as soon as the user submits this form, it's considered as a trigger, and this workflow automation takes place. So in step 1, we have an AI agent which they have provided Anthropic chat model, and they've also provided memory to this AI agent from their database, and they have also provided access to tools such as Microsoft Entra ID and Jira software. Now these are all tools and memory which this AI agent has access to, as well as it has access to the data from this specific form submission. In step 2, based off on this, the AI agent decides if this person is a manager or not. If the person is a manager, it will go to this specific route and add the person to the channel, and if in case the person is not a manager, then it will go in this route and update the profile. So this whole workflow is fully automated, and it happens as soon as this trigger happens. Alright, in our second example, we can see that the trigger is listening for incoming events in a Telegram channel. So this will constantly be listening to incoming messages. As soon as it receives a message, it goes to the AI agent, which is OpenAI chat model. It has memory and it has access to tools, specifically one tool being sending back image to the channel. So based off on this message, it generates an image and sends the image back to this channel. So this workflow is automated, and based off on the incoming user message, it generates an image and sends it back to the Telegram channel. And lastly, this workflow by this person on Twitter is a slightly comprehensive one. What it does essentially is automatically generates and posts AI videos to social media with VO3 using n8n. So not only does it automatically generate the videos, it also posts them automatically on different platforms. And once again, these workflows are fully automatic. They take place as soon as this trigger occurs. Alright, moving on to installation. We'll now be installing n8n locally on our machine. Now n8n docs in general is a very great platform if you are looking for any help with adding any tool or any specific component to your workflow. You can head over to these docs and search for it. It's generally a very good place to get guidance regarding setting up specific nodes or specific events. But for now, let's move on to installation. I'll click here and we have the cloud option or the self-hosted one, which installs locally on our computer. I'll choose this one and I'll click on npm. Now it does say that you need to have Node.js installed, and also Node.js version between 20.19 and 24 point something. I do have it installed, so if I open up my terminal, close this, clear this, if I type node dash dash version, I can see my node version, npm dash dash version. I have both of these installed. But if you do not have node and npm installed, you can head over to nodejs.org to install this. But I do have these installed, so I can move forward. Further, in order to install n8n, I need to run this command on my terminal. Now I already have it installed, so I will not be running this command. After this, I can simply type n8n start to start the server locally on my machine. Now n8n is running locally on my MacBook at this link. If I click on this, it will open this in the browser. If you do not have an n8n account, it might show you a window telling you to create an account. So in that case, simply create an account, verify the account, and you'll be able to access this. And from here, I'll click on create a workflow to create a new workflow. And this is the workflow builder essentially, where we will be building our workflow. So first of all, obviously we'll be needing our trigger, so I'll click on this. I'll use a simple schedule trigger, right? I'll leave this like this for now and explain in just one moment. So we first of all needed to create a trigger, and we have our trigger here. Now as soon as this trigger occurs, what I want to do in this case is fetch image from NASA. So NASA has a public API under which it has a lot of different functionalities which we can achieve via an API call. What I want to do is get astronomy image of the day from NASA as soon as this trigger is scheduled, and then I want to feed this image to an AI agent and have it write maybe a caption, right? And after this, once this is done, I want to maybe send an email to someone along with this caption and the latest image from NASA. Send email to someone, right? So this is essentially the broad idea I have in mind. Now for our trigger, I have used schedule trigger, and what this allows you to do is this allows you to schedule your workflow to happen, to occur every certain time that you define. So we have defined days, you can also define months or weeks. So days after every 1 day, and the time, let's just make it 9:15 a.m. so 9:15. So what this trigger will do is that every single day at 9:15 a.m. this will take place. Now if we click plus over here, we will have option to add any event from here. There are tons of different events you can choose from. You can choose from different databases, Slack, Discord, right? You can create any kind of event from here. In our case, what we're looking for is NASA's public API. So I'll search for NASA, right? And under its public API, we have these options. Now in our case, I am looking for get the astronomy picture of the day. So I'll click on this one and it will take me to the customization panel. Now here we'll be needing a public API to get this, to fetch this information from NASA, and this is where n8n docs are really helpful. If I search n8n docs, head over to there, search for NASA node, I can find all of the details here. So refer to NASA credentials to get guidance on setting up authentication. I'll click here, and here refer to the browser API section of the NASA's open APIs. I'll go here, and here you can see that by providing this information, email, first name, last name, I can get an API key sent over to my email. So I already have one and I have added that API key in my account over here, right? Further, the resource we're looking for is the astronomy picture of the day. Operation is a get operation. Download image, you can set that to false. I'll have it true for now, and I'll execute this step to test if this runs fine. So you can see that right now we are getting an error. Now what this error suggests is that NASA does not have a resource for this specific date currently. It might be due to time difference that they've not released their latest image for this date yet. So what I'll do is I'll add a field for date time and I'll provide it yesterday's date. So I'll get image for yesterday. So you can see that this step executed successfully and I can view the image from their API. Right, with that we can go back and you can see that these two are connected, and whenever I execute this workflow, you can see that it fetches the API and I'm able to see that below here as well. So if I open this up, get the astronomy picture of the day, and in the output again I can see the image, as well as along with this image what I am getting from their data is an explanation of this image. So if I convert this data into JSON format, you can see that these are all of the details which I received from NASA, and this is the explanation attached with this specific image, right? And further, using this URL we can access the image on our browser as well. So if I paste this here, we can access this image using this specific URL that they've returned as well. What I'll do from here on is create an AI agent and feed it this information just to show you an example of how AI agent is used. Alright, here in the input to the AI agent you can see that we have the information which we got back from NASA API. This is because the AI agent is connected with the NASA API. So as input, we are getting the information which is returned from that specific node, and we can also see this in JSON format as well. It has all of this information. Now here it's showing source for prompt. So currently the source for prompt is this data that is coming in, but we want to change this to a custom prompt. So we can say, hello, write a caption based on the explanation of the NASA image I will provide. You are provided astronomy image, right? Hello is not necessary. Write a caption based on the explanation of the NASA astronomy image you are provided. Now in order to provide it the explanation, we would need to change this from a fixed prompt to a dynamic prompt, because we want to fetch the explanation from here, from the input, right? So I'll change this to an expression in place of a fixed one, and here I'll add a variable. So in order to add a variable, I'll use these double brackets and dot JSON. So we're getting this JSON data, and even from this JSON data we need this specific explanation part. So I'll create this explanation here, and you can see that this explanation now shows in the result. So now the context that the AI agent is getting is, write a caption based on the explanation of the NASA astronomy image you are provided. What I can do here is explanation, right? So it has further context. Alright, so I'll execute this step, and I'm guessing it will fail. So yes, because I have not provided a chat model to this AI agent right now. So we have correctly provided the context, but we now need to define our AI agent, our AI model, the large language model. So for that we'll click on plus over here. Now you have different options here: Mistral, Olama. You can use different ones. I'll be using OpenAI, right? And for the OpenAI, once again you will need to provide your credentials. You can refer to n8n docs for that once again, but I already have my API key added over here, and you can select from a wide range of models which OpenAI provides. I am using 4.1 mini, so I'll add this. So now this one is added. Alright, with this it should work now. I'll execute this workflow once again, and you can see the workflow executed successfully, and this is the caption that we got from the AI agent as a response. Now further, you can provide memory to the AI agent from here as well, so it remembers older conversations, as well as you can provide access to different tools if you want to provide access to your database or any other thing from which the AI agent needs some information. Now you can create further steps from here. For example, once you have a caption as well as the image, suppose you want to send an email to someone, so you can add a new step for email here. Gmail, suppose you want to send a message. Now you can see over here on the input side you do have access to the caption which was generated by the AI agent, as well as you have access to the data which you got back from NASA API as well. So you can combine all of this information to create an email with caption and image which you can then send to a user. But I won't be proceeding with that example. This was just an example to showcase how workflows can be created and automated and executed based off on certain triggers. There are tons of other nodes which you can combine here to create your workflow and automate it in any way you want to, as well as just like I showed you early on, there are tons of different templates from community which you can also download and use if they suit your specific use case. So that was all for this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you want a tutorial on any specific workflow that you would like a guide on, or you would like to see me create, feel free to let me know. But for this video, this was all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.